what will happen. So, depends on your application. For example, for example, this is your central database. So, this will be this will be your priority. So, depends on you.
So,
depends
you
on the
one will append on the bottom. The version. It's the same revision. The revision will append on the bottom. So it would be 4, 5, 6 instead of the same one.
No, it's just as he explained already. And the first one is put on the bottom and gets the new revision. The second one gets the conflict flag set. And then it's up to you, the application programmer, what will you do with this conflict? But the CouchDB makes sure that all the data is there. But it is up to us to do something with it.
So it depends on your application. So maybe the other one is the admin, so it will be always your priority. So you will check it who is admin.
So as I understand it, like the repository software, the SVN software, they especially made this software so you can see the conflicts and you can do something with it, and that's the way to get rid of the conflict. But that's software that is built especially for that. And with CouchDB, as I understand it now, it's in CouchDB. So it's normally if you want to take care of conflicts, you have to build an entire application around it to be able to cope with it. But now you only have to make a stream, for instance, where you can say, well, I want the record that is saved and the record that causes a conflict, and do something with it. Well, that's what I understand. Sorry?
SVN, we have resolve this in there.
So you decide.
So we have to decide whether.
So I forgot to tell you about versioning. Because when you edit something, it will add. So you still have the previous document. So it's the good thing about it. For example, you have you want a versioning system, so you can use that. So you can still view the previous data, for example. So you can easily do that in CouchDB. So there's any question before we continue? Or do you want beer before we continue? The next one will be downsides. I already about the relational database. That's also a downside. Moving target. Moving target. CouchDB still in version 0. So we didn't know if they will continue it or they will discontinue it. So right now we didn't know about it. And also maybe they will change it. They will change the code, they will change the syntax. We didn't know because it's still on early stage. Still on early stage. Okay, views are slow for the first time. Maybe you are wondering what is views. In CouchDB, we call it views. In SQL, we call it view or SQL view. Don't get confused if I told you that query or views, they the same. They the same on this on the discussion. On the views are slow for the first time. When you run for example, you have a query of users, and you run it for the first time. CouchDB, it's slow. So that's the downside of it. I will try to explain it in our later discussion. Lack of tools, because CouchDB is still new, so you can't find any tools for it. Like in MySQL, you can find tools like query browser, SQL admin. So there are a lot of tools for MySQL, but on CouchDB, you can find tools. For question, no answer. You try to search on the internet. For example, you don't know something and you want to search for it. Maybe you can find that the same question, but with no answer. So it's really hard for the like me. It's really hard to study because there are no website or right now. There is some website, but not so many. It's like in MySQL, you can type in Google and you can have all the answer you want. So in CouchDB right now, that's the downside. Complex SQL. Complex SQL. Some of the complex SQL query cannot be transferred to CouchDB views. So there are limitations. I don't want to discuss it right now because most of you are new in CouchDB, so that's one downside. I will just give you a quick idea about it. So it's views, like I told you, views equals to SQL query, but don't compare it. So it's not comparable. I'll give you a story about the creator of CouchDB. Maybe Martin already knows it, so, but I will give you. So, the creator of CouchDB named Katz. Katz. So he's the creator of CouchDB. He built CouchDB without knowing SQL. So that's a good point that we don't compare views to, or don't compare CouchDB to SQL because the creator of CouchDB didn't know SQL. So he built it without knowing SQL. So we didn't compare it just like other developer. So that's an interesting story about the Python.